Good afternoon, everybody. I am back in the garage. We got some tires falling out the sides. We're gonna have to work on that. I wanted to take this time just to mention a couple quick important things. First of all, if you guys remember back on certain episodes of the 4x8 camper build, I used a little stove dealie put in the shelf with a barbecue propane bottle on the bottom, and I've used it many times without any issues. But I did have a member of a camping board informed me that he had copied that idea and he had an issue with his. Take a look at these pictures. What happened is when he had it mounted, he was using it, he was there. Underneath the counter, flames started shooting out the side. As you can see, I kind of put an arrow there. So you could imagine what would happen if you were not there and that was happening for just a few seconds. It could be catastrophic. You lose your whole camper. So fortunately he was there, he caught it, turned the thing off and all that stuff. I've never had an issue with one of those stoves. I've used them many times in other applications. I just wanted to show you guys that. I know a bunch of you guys are using that idea, so just be there when you're using it. Keep an eye on it. Really, it's not the way that it was mounted that makes it a failure. What failed was the product itself. So it would have failed whether he was using it on the counter or outside on his table. But the issue is that it was mounted inside of his trailer and there's combustible stuff all around it. I'm sure you all get that. Anyway, keep an eye on that sucker if you got it mounted the way we do. I know I will. You know, I'm not building my camper right now. Got a lot to do. I'm gonna swap the axle. Learned a ton about welding, building this scrap tire trailer. A lot more for me to do. So next fall, I'll be doing a lot of filming on that camper again. However, in the meantime, as I get bored, I like to watch camping build videos. So I'm just gonna give you guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. I'm gonna give you guys 11 links to watch guys who are building or have built a camper. So here we go. So these titles I'm going to put up are the exact name of their YouTube channel. Just search this name just the way you see it with a certain capital space, whatever, no space. If you search these, you'll find them. Hopefully the wind doesn't get us here. So one of the problems we're having is tires are trying to slip out the sides. Now, I want to leave this wide one right here. See how it's not as narrow as the rest? I want to leave this open. So as I'm working my way in, I can throw them out the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put mesh in the top up here. But I'm going to start at a foot and go up, because the first row of tires that we lay down are always truck tires, and they need to be able to kind of come out a little. So that's what I'm gonna try to do right now. All right, so I got the bottom part marked in place, so I could weld it there, weld it at the top, and then weld it all on these seams here. And I'm just gonna tack them in all around here, and hopefully that's enough. See how this goes. All right, so there's the first panel locked in place. And as we discussed before, none of these are symmetrical, none of these vertical pieces. So you can see I'm right on the edge here. I'm a little more than that on the front, which I think is more important. I'm gonna just tack her in there, and I'm gonna do the whole thing all the way around. Pardon the wind. If I need to, I can always come back and put another strip behind it to reinforce this. Here we go. So we've got some issues. This stuff is just blowing right through the mesh, and I have the welder on the lowest setting. So the guy at the metal place told me that most guys use 9 gauge for this. I chose 13, trying to be as light as I can. And I still may experiment with this, but this part of the project might be getting abandoned until I can get some 9 gauge. We'll see. All right, so I calmed down a little bit, and I just laid one of these on the floor, the one that got all tweaked, and I started practicing some of these welds. And I can actually, I think I can weld it together here if I do it off of the trailer and then hang it framed and everything, and then weld this to the trailer with a little higher setting. So I'm gonna get back on my horse here and see if I can at least get one of these panels on the side here done today. So here we go again. All right, I've been out here for like 4 hours since I made the last video. I took the worst piece of the expanded metal and I just started practicing welding it on the floor in the garage. I welded the entire top rail up. So anyway, I welded the top rail to the mesh. I used bungee cords to pull it up and hook it up in place, and I clamped it in place. I pulled it tight with these bungee cords, and then I welded each little thick spot all the way around. This is not the optimum way to do this. I think when you build a tire trailer, you build it with square tubing, so you have a flat side on the inside. You could put the wire mesh up against the flat side and then to the flat side of the square tubing. I've seen other trailers built like that, but again, I was looking to go as light as possible and just get this thing going. I think it's gonna work. Tomorrow I have to just de-trash that one joint up there. I'm gonna cut it so it fits in tight, weld it all together, but the sun's gone and I need to just wrap this up. So a little worried that chucking tires in here might break some of these welds. That's why I did each one. So, ooh, I missed one. Oh, that's where I had the ground. So, in some of them I cooked them, you know, like this one. But all of them, I think I got them in there pretty good. Anyway, that's where we're at. The goal is to do a 4-foot side here, leave the middle open, and then whatever this is, 3.5 feet or whatever this is, the middle leaving open. So as you work your way through the pile, here, I'll give you a demonstration. As you work your way through the pile going behind you, when you get to this point, you can throw them out the sides like this. So we're gonna cage in the front, leave an open door, cage in the back. Anyway, so to sum it up, I really did this the hard way. If you use the 9 gauge instead of the 13, you only have to weld it like every 6 inches. I happened to see that on a guy's ramp gate the other day. I'm like, why didn't they weld every one? Because the 9 gauge is so strong. So that's why I welded every one, because I chose to be cheap and go with the lightweight stuff. We're gonna see how it holds up. I'm gonna do the other side. What are you doing? No, don't give All right. It's no makeup day?
No.
Okay, I won't show you. Okay, we're done for the day, right, buddy?
Yep.
27, 26, 80. 45 plus 45 equals 90. Yes, and I got 51. That's 104. So there are 194 welds that I did. Plus 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Wait, 104, 105, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 110 little spot welds. Man, I really love my new welding cart / tool seat. Man, it's hot out there.